How to invest in NFT tokens. I'm going to break that down so you can start today. Specifically, I'm going to talk about what wallet to get. If you're going to use Coinbase or Coinbase Pro, what's the difference between them? I'm going to talk about secured storage and how you take large amounts, and according to our expert I'll be interviewing, 6 figures or more off into what's really a USB thumb drive, and it better be highly protected. And the last thing I'm going to talk about is understanding the networks and how a lot of people have lost money, including our expert. He will share with you how much money he's lost. And he became a millionaire at 21 years old in cryptocurrency and NFTs. So this is part 2 of a 4-part series on NFTs with an expert, Nathan Johnson. I met him years ago when he's 13 years old. He's 21 right now. Tune in. How to invest in NFT tokens. So I'm with Nathan Johnson again. This is part 2 of a part 4 series of NFTs and really diving in deep to get you into this asset class. As you know, being the Millionaire Maker, that's what we do, is bring you up to speed and educate you in any asset class that's out there. Cryptocurrencies, now NFTs, which is really, would you say, Nathan, and welcome back to our YouTube channel.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thank you. And would you say that NFTs are a subset of cryptocurrency, or is it its own asset class? How would you define that for those that are out here that are always watching me looking for new asset classes coming and going?
Yeah, NFTs are definitely their own asset class. So cryptocurrency is more focused on coins, and it's more similar to the stock market, where NFTs are more like real estate. So, you have inherent values. Each NFT has kind of a land market value. And then as time goes on, as they implement more utilities, that's kind of your land improvement value. So what you're building on top of it. So the floor price would be your land value. So a floor price is the lowest anybody would sell their NFT for. So yep. As the more rare that your NFT is, the higher the value is above that floor price. So if 1 in 10,000 NFTs have a gold trait, let's say the entire NFT is made out of gold, then you have your land value, which is essentially the value of your NFT, plus on top of that, the value of how rare that trait is, right? So definitely in its own class away from your typical cryptocurrency, but all in the same realm.
So let's talk about, like, how do you get started? I mean, is Coinbase, there's a lot of different ways to start, but I know you can use your bank or credit card to get going in Coinbase. So maybe walk us through from really, can go through the bullets, right? From Coinbase to that wallet, the username, how do you recover, ETH, how Ethereum, those networks work. Kind of walk us through. If I'm out here, this is the first time, I say, all right, I'm going to go for it.
Yeah. So the best place to start is going to be Coinbase. Coinbase is the most user-friendly wallet. Their UI is really great for beginners. And it's the easiest way to get cryptocurrency from fiat in your bank account to Ethereum on the Ethereum network. Another thing to keep in mind, just on the topic of networks, is if you're sending Bitcoin, it's a different address than if you're sending Ethereum, which is a different address. If you're sending Solana, these are all different addresses on different networks. So you have to be very careful. I've lost a lot of money transferring Ethereum from the Binance network to an Ethereum wallet on the Ethereum network. You cannot do that. So that's like a very typical beginner mistake. So you want to make sure that you know what network you are purchasing your cryptocurrency on. Most are going to be on the Ethereum network, though. That's kind of the best overall. That's where you buy NFTs, or on the Ethereum blockchain or the Solana blockchain. Those are the two popular. But it's very important to know what network you're buying on. And from there, once you have the cryptocurrency in your Coinbase, you can then transfer it to a MetaMask if you prefer. For security purposes, if you're buying, I would say 6 figures and up worth of cryptocurrency or NFTs, you're going to want a ledger or an offline wallet. And you want to buy it directly from Ledger, which is, I believe their website is ledger.live. But a ledger, it looks like a USB, and you plug it into your computer, wherever your MetaMask is. It'll load up a computer program. So you download the Ledger app, and it creates wallets that are housed inside of this USB. And that USB, once you unplug it, is no longer online, meaning that nobody can transfer cryptocurrency in or out, or they can transfer it in, but they cannot transfer any cryptocurrency out of that wallet unless it is plugged into your computer and you have your confirmation code with you and you have the device in your hand. So if you are purchasing a lot of crypto, do it through Coinbase and then transfer from your Coinbase to your Ledger, or your Coinbase to your MetaMask if it's under 6 figures. That would be my recommendation on that.
How many people have lost those USBs and lost their access codes? I mean, there is no recovery. So speak to, I could say, the risk of it, because people who aren't diligent could lose it all and lose. And I know people have lost a lot.
Yeah. Yes. There was a story of a guy from the United Kingdom who had $80 million worth of Bitcoin, and he lost the piece of paper that he wrote the seed phrase on. So again, if you're watching this and you're getting into crypto, make sure you write down your seed phrase. I would recommend 3 pieces of paper. What I do is 1 in a safety security deposit box, 1 in your safe, and then 1 just somewhere where nobody would find it, but you can access it pretty easily. So that being said, on the topic of losing the USB, there are some fail safes to not having the USB, and one of those is the recovery code. So if you manage to lose the USB and the recovery code, your crypto is still there and you can always pull it up on the computer app. But until Ledger directly helps you and tries to find a way to solve that problem, your crypto is going to be locked. But the good thing about having a Ledger is you do have the computer app. So even though my Ledger is in my safe right now, I can still pull up and see how much money is in that Ledger. So it is risky, but there are ways to hedge that risk.
Interesting. So any other recovery besides calling Ledger? Or, I mean, if you lost your codes or passwords, I know Coinbase will reset a password, but what are some other recovery options for people so they do know them?
Honestly, that's it. If you have your MetaMask and you forget your password and you forget your seed recovery phrase, there is no reset my password without knowing your recovery phrase or the existing password, right? So you're kind of out of luck. And that's why crypto is not, especially when you get deeper into crypto, it's not for those who haven't done their due diligence. Coinbase is easy. Coinbase, you register with an email, you reset your password. But that's why it's less secure, because there are ways to hack people's emails. There are ways to reset people's passwords without them knowing. On MetaMask, there is no login email. It's just, this is your seed recovery phrase. That is basically your username. So if you forget that, there's not really any going back.
Wow. So talk about ETH again. You had mentioned earlier, if you move from Binance to the ETH network, talk about the networks and where's the best place, and how do you learn these tricks that you just said were you lost money because you didn't know from Binance, and I would think a lot of people don't know those.
Yeah, honestly, it's because I always have said that the easiest way for me to learn is to write the check. So the easiest way for me to learn how to invest in stocks was to start investing, and I lost a lot of money until I learned how to do it properly. It's same thing with crypto for me, and I don't advise that for anybody.
Yeah, I was going to say that's quite the strategy there, Nathan.
Yeah,
get in and lose a bunch of money.
Yeah, exactly. So I would advise you guys to do your research on YouTube. Is a great outlet, and Twitter is really big in crypto space. Everybody has a Twitter, so look on Twitter, ask people that you know who might be into crypto, and learn the tricks ahead of time. So know that you can't transfer from one network to another. All transactions have to be on the same network, or else it won't go through, and that money will be in purgatory for the rest of your life.
And is that true on all networks? Like the networks just don't collaborate at all?
They don't mesh. It's like it's not like sending money from one bank to another because it's all current, it's all fiat currency. It doesn't work like that on crypto. Think of a bank as a wallet. So you can send from a MetaMask to a Coinbase to a Trust wallet, but you can't send to a different planet. Like an address on a different planet is how you can think of it. So on Mars, your bank account number might be one. And if you sent on the US on Earth to bank account number one, it's not going where you want it to go. So that's how you should think of it. It's not even on the same Earth. It's completely separate.
Awesome. Well, we're going to end this video here, and we'll be back for another episode, part 3 of 4 with Nathan Johnson and our NFT special. Stay tuned. So as you heard, you can get scammed. And even the best of them have lost money. I got to tell you a story. We bought a token recently with a dear friend of mine, and they're in an amazing launch. I had my son right next to me. We were logging in, and the very expert gave the wrong direction and promised to pay it back, which he did within 24 hours, but lost 500 of his own dollars. So even the best of them kind of forget how to get around. You've got to get the wallet. You've got to load up your fiat currency. There's a lot to do. So make sure you stay tuned. We'll be on part 3 tomorrow. And right now, I need you to share this. I want you to share. I want you to subscribe. Click that bell so you do not miss tomorrow's part 3. And I want you to click on the link below. We are wrapping up our NFT launch inside of the makeyourkidsmillionaires.com site. It is my new book coming out on how to make your kids millionaires. And inside of that, you are going to learn a lot, and you can start today for as little as $100. But even as important to that, I want you to take one of my quizzes. I have a financial personality quiz. Take the quiz. It takes a few seconds. See who you are financially. And then you'll hear me give you some solutions to where you are now. And then that'll follow with an application for one of my team members where you have a private conversation with them about how we can move forward together and help you become a millionaire. Talk tomorrow.